Messiah 1, verses 1 through 5. The first account I made, O Theophilos, of all that Yeshua began both to do and to teach, until the day when he was taken up, after giving instructions through the set-apart Spirit to the emissaries whom he had chosen, to whom he also presented himself alive after his suffering by many infallible proofs, being seen by them for 40 days, speaking concerning the reign of Elohim. And meeting with them, he commanded them not to leave Jerusalem, but to wait for the promise of the Father, which you have heard from me. Because Yohanan truly immersed in water, but you shall be immersed in the set-apart Spirit not many days from now.
The Festival of Shabout is a command from Yahweh that was written by Moshe on a tablet on Mount Sinai during the Festival of Shabout. The set-apart Spirit came down on the emissaries of Yeshua, and they began to speak in tongues. On the Festival of Shabout, a sound came from the heavens as of a rushing mighty wind. On the house emissaries were gathered during the Festival of Shabout. The set-apart Spirit came down on the emissaries of Yeshua, and they began to speak in tongues, divided tongues as of fire, settled on each one of them. They began to speak in tongues, and the Spirit led them to speak. During the Festival of Shabout, the set-apart Spirit came down on the emissaries of Yeshua, and they began to speak in tongues. During the Festival of Shabout, the set-apart Spirit came down on the emissaries of Yeshua, and they began to speak in tongues. On the emissaries of Yeshua, and they began to speak in tongues, and they began to speak in tongues.
During the festival of Shabbat, the set-apart Spirit came down on the emissaries of Yeshua, and they began to speak in tongues. Hallelujah. Messiah 2, verses 1 through 4. And when the day of festival of Shabbat had come, they were all with one mind in one place. And suddenly there came a sound from the heavens, as of a rushing mighty wind, and it filled all the house where they were sitting. And there appeared to them divided tongues, as of fire, and settled on each one of them. And they were all filled with the set-apart Spirit, and began to speak with other tongues, as the Spirit gave them to speak. Hallelujah!